Here's the Issue is an opinionated program based on the information we had readily available to us at the time of the recording, and not necessarily the views of any sponsors. We acknowledge that by its very nature, the information we release may be susceptible to updates and redactions, and we will readily perform them as needed. I'm Samantha Chips.
And I'm Sheppy.
Here's the issue.
Crime in the Caribbean.
Shit.
And guess who's number one?
Who? Let's guess.
I'll give you a hint.
Does it start with a...
Start with a J.
A J? A J? Okay, so that's us. Nobody else can start with J in the Caribbean. It's just us.
Yeah, it's really just us. We
So-
Trinidad have a couple spots down the list, but really it's just us.
It's just us.
So here's the story. So according to InsideCrime.org, Jamaica's taken the number one spot.
Whoa.
We're really fast for true.
Look at that. Who would have guessed?
Why you have to say it like that?
I'm just saying. It's not surprising.
We're bad enough.
We're so bad.
Alright. We're doing better than we were like last year.
But we're still at the top.
How we managed to just go only like 40 less murders during a pandemic.
Look at us.
You know how that looked bad?
Shit. Oh my god.
Like the world freezes and we still don't stop killing each
We're
other.
doing so great. We're doing so great. What do you think?
Oh boy.
What do you think?
boy.
We're so bad. Why are we topping the list?
Yes.
I heard we were doing so well, all of a sudden we are the crime capital of the Caribbean.
Now here's the thing.
It is what it is.
So we have a record of 1,301 killings in 2020. That's a rate of 46.5 per 100,000 people, according to official data published by the Constabulary Force. The United Nations considers any homicide rate of 10 per 100,000 or above to be an epidemic. 4 times, almost 5 times is worse than an epidemic.
Wow.
Yeah?
Well, look at that. Jamaica not surprising me.
And this is actually less than the amount we had last year.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Yeah, we're bad.
Okay. What can help us at this point?
Help us. No, but like really, try and really assess it though.
Homicide.
Homicide.
Okay.
Homicide. Murders.
Them ones.
People dead.
Focusing on murders. All right.
Okay, okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Why do people murder in Jamaica so often?
Well, there's no real simple way to answer that question, but it's a mix of a couple factors. You have the social, cultural situation, meaning just the thoughts that spread around and are spoken about in the community
Yeah.
throughout the island. The fact that a lot of the social institutions in place don't really work. By that I mean the police station is where you go if you want to be safe from a crime. Doesn't really happen like that.
Doesn't really happen. Nope.
I'm not saying what the police stations do, but I'm saying that's not what happens.
We know better.
Right? That's an example of what I'm talking about here. Well, falls into the next point, you know, police are not really good for nothing. Maybe the police actually do what they're supposed to be doing, maybe. But the impression they give and my personal experience, no they don't.
I mean, I agree with you. But living in this space, I can tell you that even if they did try, I doubt anything would come of it.
Okay.
They would probably just become another gang for the gang to fight.
What does that mean?
Meaning, you're making yourself an enemy now. Them don't like police. Police will come now and try to frig up their money, them livelihood, that you know. Because whatever crime they're committing is because of money. Don't get it twisted. It's not just random killings. We don't have serial killers running up and down in the country. It's money. Right, yeah, mash up them business. Them are gonna mash you up.
Alright, now just to be clear, when I say the social cultural factors, right? There's this line of thought going around that it's the music that's making criminals.
Bullshit.
Let me just say that really clear. As Samantha said, bullshit. Yeah, yes, there might be some contributing percentage that it plays towards that.
Of course.
Can't know for sure
Small
the
amount of
amount,
influence.
but it's definitely not like the cause.
Right.
Same thing for poverty. Being poor does not mean you're a criminal.
True.
But at the same time, no. If you look at the factors that lead someone to crime, poverty plays a role,
It does.
right?
Some might find that to be confusing, you know.
What we mean by poverty, don't just mean like below the poverty line, you know, as in below the medium income rate.
Right.
There are some levels of Jamaica that the level of poverty is so extreme.
Destitute type of...
Those places exist.
Right.
And just because a person is from that doesn't mean like the person doesn't have any intellectual capacity. Don't mean him stupid.
It just makes it more likely that they may commit crimes.
Yeah.
or be around people who commit crimes.
Right.
Since
So
garrisons and ghettos.
That type of poverty, those type of factors around them, the fact that none of the institutions that they're told to go to don't work for them, the repercussions of doing nothing, all those things are what compound and potentially lead somebody to crime in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Alright? So now how you address that now is like the same way how it's so multifaceted that you actually have to start addressing each issue piece by piece to me.
Who is going to address the issue? The people or the government?
Well, let me tell you why it can't be the people.
Why can't be the people?
Because the people themselves afraid to do anything.
I mean, to a certain extent, but I feel like just as how I've seen other countries, people putting up the signs and, protesting and so on and so forth, we don't stand up for shit here.
Yeah, but at the same time...
Right? We just let it happen.
At the same time, though, because of the history that we have, the repercussions we get for even trying something like that would happen so quickly. It's one thing if you're threatening to kill me for saying something. When you're threatening to kill my whole family, everybody I know, or my dog, for saying something, versus just shutting up, then you shut up. Enough people shut up and then everything can happen in a country.
Alright, fine. We shut up, we let it happen. What does the government do?
A good question. What does the government do?
Right? They don't shut up too? Or they're going to fight the good fight?
Well,
They don't have families too?
Well, I would assume, because I don't know, somebody hands getting greased by this one.
Of course.
Somebody
What
corrupt.
are you talking about?
Somebody
Yes.
corrupt. In fact, I'll give you a line of thought I have. Because the way humans are, we naturally try to progress, right?
Right.
So any system that stays the same, there must be some power that's actively trying to keep it the same way.
Oh, of course, because it works for them. It functions in a way where everybody is getting what they need to get. You get me? Right? Police are winning. They have jobs to do. They get raises. They get money to stay out later than usual. Governing places and guarding places. Yeah. What? Them take bribes. Right? They're instigating some of the crimes. Yeah, man. I want to do something over this so somebody can come over and put up the yellow tape and look good. Right? I'm going to give you the guns, kill each other, and I come in when you're done kill each other, put up the yellow tape and go up on TV, go report it. Yes, we came and the crime was horrible. They killed a child or they murdered the man sitting on the corner selling cheap chicks. Oh, the man never do nobody. Oh, yeah. Right? It's all about the story, how it makes them look at this point. They're facilitating the crimes. Right?
So
because
how would you address something like that then? Like we know it comes about, but like, okay, step one. If we were to break it down, step one, what's the first thing you do?
Well, it's not defund the police, surely not. Not in this friggin' country.
You
Not
can't say
here.
defund the police again. That was last episode.
Not here, sir. Alright?
That was last
So,
episode. You can't say that.
I know that. We don't give them a raise because they're not doing anything.
I'm not so sure the police would be the first place to start, is it?
I mean, I'm just speaking about them right now. Right? Because we would have just done speaking about them. So I just, I look upon it and I said, what could I do to fix the way they operate within the wider scope of society? Their function. They're not functioning. So I'm trying to fix them. Maybe we can start small. Because they're small to me.
You know what I do?
They will go up to government.
You know what I do?
What?
Government has to be the last one. That's the head of the snake.
Yeah.
You have to like work your way up.
Yeah.
But what I do, just, if I had that power, that magical ability, because magic you need, not just power, for that type of shit.
Yes, so.
Yes, so. Right? You see those, prisons, jails, those houses of reform that we're supposed to have? Those are the first things I'd address and start getting to work properly.
Wait, what's wrong with them? I've never heard anybody complain about the way they function.
All right.
Are they lacking?
You know what, what's the word? Is it recidivism?
Yeah.
People who go to jail tend to come back to jail?
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that that happens means it's not working.
But that's across the world, though. That problem is not just here.
I never said it was.
But what I'm saying is,
I'm saying
realistically,
what I would address first.
I understand it, but realistically, as a third world country, if the first world country has had this issue for so many years, what the fuck can we do?
You just said it a while ago. It's because of the cash, the money incentive that people have. People are actively trying to keep it this way. People are actively trying to stop it from working. That's my belief.
Well,
that's the only reason why it stays the same. Somebody has to try to keep it that way.
I agree with you. I agree. Somebody's trying to keep it the way it is. It works. It's functioning.
It works for them, but it doesn't rehabilitate, is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah.
For example, if you go to jail and you come out, what are your options?
First of all, nobody wants to hire you.
Right.
You're probably gay now. Have anger issues. He probably got turned out, you know.
Jesus Christ.
You know, all right. On a serious note, though, if you weren't, you know, turned out, you probably have some real anger issues with you. You come out, you're in prison with a whole bunch of violent people, I reckon, because they're in prison, all right? And you have to be defending yourself and a whole bunch of abuse and traumatization that takes place within that space, and you come out and you can't get a job.
Our rehabilitation houses need to rehabilitate.
So, you know, it's not done. I feel like it might be done.
Really?
It's there. Prisons they have school. They can go to school in there, come out with them subjects, all of that good stuff. They teach them skills.
I don't know if that's a solution. I'm no sociologist. I don't know.
Right? I'm a part of this society, and I grew up in a space where the way I was financed as a child wasn't necessarily...
Don't incriminate yourself. So.
It's not incrimination. It's honesty. Most people in Jamaica, you didn't think I hustle, everybody hustle to make it with them there. You think everybody, mother and father, go a university or had a primary education, much less a high school education. Right? So most of them have to hustle. Our government can't help. The Zozos can't help. Police can't help. The citizens can't help. Where we can get the help from?
Well,
call on Jesus.
Next issue.
Fucking shit.
During a church service on Sunday morning around 10 o'clock, an assailant ran into the church, fired approximately 9 shots at a member, killing her on the spot, and drove off.
What are your thoughts on that?
Hold on, before that, let's finish the story. Now, since then, and the story has progressed, at this point in time, we've heard things like there were suspects in custody and one of them happened to be her stepson. And then now, after asking for word on the street, I'm hearing stories about how she and the stepson had some potential altercations because the stepson's father, which was the lady's husband, obviously, died sometime recently in a car crash. And then there's some money situation happening and some disagreement. That's the word on the street I'm hearing. I have no way to verify any of that. So then all of that played a part in the whole situation. I don't know how that leads to shooting a lady in a church while the service is going on and broadcasting on Facebook. But hey, we'll have the link in the description and we might have played some of the sound from it for the... So viewer discretion advised. Okay, so listener discretion advised. What did you think when you saw that happen, when you heard that happen?
Okay, initial reaction. I find, you know, I'm not religious in any sense, but I respect holy spaces and places and, you know. I was shocked and I was disappointed, right? I know God man them not really business, but weird and fine. You anyway them catch you at that. But I didn't think for 1 minute the church would have been a part of that whole, you know, we don't give a fuck about where you are type shit.
No, but there was a time in society though that no matter how bad the situation was, if it was at a church, you were safe. Pregnant women would be safe, and I think old women.
Yeah, but you know what? I wasn't born into that space, so I don't know it. I heard of it. Mm-hmm. My mother tells me about it. Oh, it was safer back then. That's why I don't let you play outside now or have friends on the road or, you know, deal with them people that don't listen because they're not good. You know, I heard about it after, and, you know, I had to be caged in my house, especially as a woman. They didn't allow me out to mix and mingle with every and anybody. Bad man culture here, you know, says it is okay to do, you know, what was done in that video. Mm-hmm. But I was still shook and I was disappointed. And all those people were now traumatized because they witnessed that. Mm-hmm. You know, the video that was on the 3 people on the stage, watching their reactions to that. Mm-hmm. You could see the lady, I think that was to the left. She completely lost her mind, right? The one standing up there that was about to sing, she looked like she never knew what she do. She just stood there looking out of space. And the other one is just, I guess, lamenting to God at some point there. And it breaks your heart because you're just like, they're in a space of worship. Whatever religion you're a part of, I'm pretty sure you understand how sacred that space is. And you get up out of your bed early and you're ready to praise your God now, you know, give him a day of your week. And man just come kill somebody in front of you.
It's unfortunate.
You're losing faith.
It's sad. My condolences to those people. I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Yeah. But the voice note though.
Alright, now, moments later now, this voice note came out. I'm going to play that for you. I don't think that excuses anything that happened there, but it sheds some light or some insight, some potential light, because we don't even know if it's true. Some potential light and insight on what really happened with that story.
If it is true, that voice note, I know Shepherd just said it doesn't change anything for him, but it shifts a few things for me. You know, it shifts perspective for me.
The woman are going with a whole heap of things, you know, because the woman rob up the whole of God with money, you know, we didn't pity them, you know. Run out, they pit them out to the house and all, man, have evil, you know, brother. Woman wicked tip in them, you know, woman make God was set out the whole line house, man, put the whole line money in her name, you know. And run out in little 14-year-old son, I think he 14-year-old son, you know. Wicked, the guy would have about 3-4 bus the woman run God the insurance claims everything, you know, youth. Because God would first wife the dead. So he run go married to this woman. This woman that claims everything left the youth them on their face. All one house of Rosite, the woman wanting to sell, you know. When him first wife the bill, you know. Brother, a whole heap of things that woman are going on with, you know, man. Yeah, man, like a God with wife, man. Because I see a picture, if I see a picture, the woman got the insurance for the brand new bus. The woman claims every dollar and don't give you them none, you know.
Wow.
No, I'm saying it doesn't excuse the act. Because you have a problem with a person, that was never a reason for to shoot them in a church.
Okay, so it's the inner church that's the problem. It's not the shooting them.
Yes, not a problem.
Oh. Alright, so see, maybe it's because I'm Jamaican and I'm from the culture that I understand fully well why she died. If it is true, I'm not saying I'm not empathetic or sympathetic towards her and her family, because nobody deserves to die no matter what. You didn't create the life, don't take it. I stand by that, but I also understand the culture I live in. So if you do certain things will happen. And I think she knew that. I think she just called people's bluff. She should not have done that.
Alright, well, as my views on this is like, as a member of a democratic society, there's certain places that are hallowed to me. Church, government buildings, and a media company, like the media houses.
Yeah.
I don't think we as a society should accept somebody going into a news station and shooting everybody in there.
No.
I think that's like part of the bedrock of democracy. Same thing applies to like any government building, like where the ministers of the house sit on or anything like that. You shouldn't have gunmen going in this or and taking it over and like all of that. We shouldn't allow that as a democracy. That also applies to any religious or place of worship. So that's one part of an issue, right there. That's the first part. Separate from murder. You just violated that space. Right? If we as a society go remotely attempt to accept that, then that just, I don't want to use the term, but that really means the country gone to the dogs. That's my view on that.
So there's no hope for us?
If we accept that as a society, no.
We're not accepting it. We're all very much angry at what happened, you know.
Good.
All of us. It's just that under that anger is a certain understanding. We don't agree with it,
right,
but we get it.
You can't say blame government because I know government alone fix this.
How do you change an entire populace? How do you shift their perspectives? It's not an overnight type of job, is it? I'm just saying, so whatever the fix is, we're not going to benefit. Our kids probably don't benefit.
What bothers me though is when we act like the solution is more police.
It's exactly what more police. How does that remedy anything? That's more taxpayers' money going down the drain because you have them stationed at spaces and they can't do nothing about the crime.
There's a sad train of thought that beating your child when him do something wrong, that's not an inherently black thing, you know.
I know, that's completely derivative of slavery.
Right. So the notion of like punish this person because he do something wrong and then act like he's rehabilitated, you go rehabilitate.
Utter fuckery.
To me that also come from train of slavery. Though. So it's like we really don't progress over that type of thing there mentally. More police are really the answer.
The fact that government believes this, it just tells me that we're being led by people who are completely out of their minds.
I don't know if the government believe that, but I know they know that they have to look like they're doing something.
And that's what they came up with?
They need results now.
Okay, so waste taxpayers' money on Zozo? On police?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. And we sit here and allow it and then complain when everybody are dead and we're the crime capital. Okay, it is what it is.
But that's not what I want to accept though.
Okay, so how do you fix the issue? How would you recommend the issue be fixed?
Right, so you have to contribute to the whole democratic process, get more people involved. Right, and I'm not talking about like politics, I mean the whole process. From the lowest level, from what mayor, justice of the peace, all of those things need to start meaning something. That's where I try to start.
Because I feel like the church, no offense to Christians,
I think the church plays a part in that.
A huge role. Church and state working together, it creates everything that is a country. You know who we need? I'll tell you who we need. Jesus. That can go up. Tell us what you think about the issue. Leave a comment and we can talk about it. Follow us on Instagram at Here's the Issue Official and on our Twitter at Here's_the Issue. Like, share, subscribe on our YouTube channel.